So hello guys, it's me Prathamesh Sargar. Welcome back to Prathamesh Tech YouTube channel. So today we are learning about one of the important thing if you are a developer, because if you are building such kind of any full stack application then inside full stack application what kind of things will be happen. I like to show you some kind of things. So most of the full stack application there is one front end. Here you can see that and there is another one is the backend, and from the front end we are sending the request to the backend, and from the backend we are getting the response. So it is the request response cycle, it is happening inside of that for in most of the majority of the application. So but inside that now how will be request sent, what kind of data we are passing from that particular request, and all kind of things are we can see in the network tab. So today we are learning about a network tab with the help of real world project, because with the help of real world project now you can understand more about that, how will be data passing, which kind of things are happening inside a backend. Because as a developer, as a full stack developer, you should know about how the API data will be sent from the front end to backend, because here another because front end is in the another folder and backend is in the another folder. With the help of APIs we can establish interaction or communication with the help of APIs between front end and backend. So how we can do that? Let's with the help of it is one of my project which is a SkillSync, which is the AI powered job portal application we are using. With the help of this particular project we can understand more about network tab, how will be API request response take place. So first of all I am login with user. So first of all for opening the network tab we can using inspect. So what we can do here is we are clicking on any particular pointer, right click, and you can see that inside the inspect section you can see that as well. Here as you click on this particular inspect section now in my case it is opening in another new tab. Okay, you can see in your own case as like I like to show you inside that particular section. So it will be opening along beside of that particular my application. Okay, so here is one of my network tab. Here you can see that as well. I am opening. How I am opening that particular? As you expand it now, that particular stuff I like to show you. Then all the things are appearance. Okay, but as you if you're not able to see the network tab, then just click on this particular arrow section, double arrow. Then you can see that as well. Okay, so we are clicking on this particular network tab. Okay, so first of all now let me reload this particular my application. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot kind of things are present here. Okay, let me clear it and let me again reload it. So I am opening this particular in the new tab. Okay, here you can see that in a three dots I am clicking on this three dots and then I'm opening in new tab. Okay, so just reopen it in big screen so you understand it very well. Okay, so here you can see that there are lot kind of things are present. One is the login section which we are using, then another is the web chat, then there are lot kind of things, and here is one of the filter section as like if you wanted to get only the request which is a fetch from the JavaScript, then you can click on this particular, then only the request of the JavaScript you can see that. Okay, then it is a docs, then it is a CSS, then it is a JS. Okay, then it is a font and images, which kind of images are loaded when we are reload our particular application, that kind of things. We are come on this particular part. First of all we are opening the inspect. Okay, so see side by side what kind of things will gonna happen. Okay, so I am clicking on this particular this. Okay, so here is the two section. Okay, here is the login section. So I am first of all login with the user. Okay, here is my email ID I am pasting and my password. Okay, so I am creating with my user as a role. Okay, so let's see that as I'm clicking on this particular login section now, then what kind of things will be happen or what kind of things we can see here inside a name section now. Then let's see that as I'm clicking on this particular section, then here you can see that as well what kind of things will gonna happen. Okay, so we are sending the login request. Okay, and as we are successful login with this particular ID, just I am clicking on this particular section, just I am zoom in. Okay, so you get idea. Okay, here you can see that as well. So I am opening in another tab but it's sufficient. Okay, here you can see that I am just opening the login tab. Okay, just I am fetching this, then only login tab is available. Then inside that now here is a lot kind of things are present: header section, payload section, preview section, then response section, then initialize section, then timing, and then cookies. Okay, inside header section now, because most of the scenarios now you can see that now as you send request from the front end now, then we are sending the request header, and as we are getting response now, then server send response header. Here you can see that as well. You can see that one is a response header, and below that there is a request header. Request header is a send from front end to the back end. I like to show you here. Here is the front end. Front end send request header to the back end, and back end send response header to the front end. I think you got this point clearly. Okay, just to move to our previous point. So here you can see that as well, request URL. So we are sending the request from the front end. So the request URL, from which endpoint we are sending the request? Here is the HTTP job link backend. I am deploying this particular my backend on render. So here you can see that the endpoint of that particular URL. Then here is the backend method, which it is a post method. So first of all, there are 4 types of methods. First one is the get method to get the particular data from the backend. Another one is the post method to create some kind of things, because here we are creating here is our logged in, that's why create some kind of things, our account. So another one is the put patch to updating some kind of existing data, and last one is the delete request to delete some kind of things. So these are the 4 requests which most of the time we are using to build a full stack application. Okay, so here you can see that status code, and one of the important things to learn about the status code is that which kind of status codes are coming if you are sending some kind of request to the front end. Request from the front end to the back end. If there is here you can see that request is a 200. It means that the data which you wanted to get, it is a successfully take place. Okay, and inside below that there is a payload section, and here you can see that response header, which is a get from the server, because access token at the access control credentials true, right? Access control allows origin. This is the origin from which are allowed, and it is our front end URL. Here you can see that as well, front end URL. Okay, I think you got the point. So below that there is not too much important things to understand. Set cookies, it is important to send because with the help of cookies authorization take place. Okay, most of the scenarios. Then here you can see that response header, then request header. Request header is sent by front end to the back end. Okay, here you can see that we are sending that particular request to this particular backend endpoint, and method is post, and path is /API /v1/user/login. Okay, and acceptance and cookies, most of the things are present here. You can see that. You understand just 2 things: request header, response header, and how they are, which header is transferred from request from front end and back end. Okay, that's enough for this particular. Then payload. What is the payload? Inside what payload is payload kind of things are happening is that inside a payload if you are sending some kind of data from the front end to the back end then what kind of data you are sent to the back end that kind of data you can able to see in this particular payload section. So we are just logged in, so we are sending our email, we are sending our password, and we are sending our role. Okay, these things we are sending. So that particular which kind of data, because most of the time what happens is that or forbidden error is coming, we are sending that particular data from the front end backend is not accepting. So we can able to recheck what kind of data we are sending, so that inside our payload section we can able to see which kind of data we are sending. Okay, then we have a preview section, because as we are sending some kind of data, then what kind of response we are getting we can able to see in this review or response or review. In a response section we are getting in a JSON format data. In preview section we can able to see in well structured manner. Okay, message welcome back to Prathamesh Sargar 07. It is my name, because I am creating my account before. Now I am just logged in, so it is a come with that particular my message welcome back Prathamesh Sargar. Okay, here is a user, it is my email, but because when I am login then what kind of data server sent to the backend, this particular data is sending server my email, my phone number, my full name, inside my profile, my bio, my lead code URL, and other stuff, my skills and my role, that kind of thing. It is sent by server. You can able to see in a response header. Okay, in preview section you can see in pretty well manner. In response section you can see in a JSON format. Okay, initialization means kya, from where it will be initialized. In most of the scenarios it will be initialized from index. Okay, it is encrypted now. Timing, how it will be taking time for querying, it take 1.27 seconds, and content load 2.23 millisecond, that kind of stuff. And here is the cookie section, response cookie. Okay, here you can see the cookies and size of that particular cookie as well. And so that's all about it. Okay, so let's go to our front end again, because we are logged in now, that kind of stuff. Okay, so here I am clicking on my particular profile section. So what kind of things will be gonna happen? Okay, just I am ignore it, and as I am clicking on this particular view profile section, you can see that as well. Then some kind of get request is coming or sent. Okay, you can, let's see that what happened is that get request, here is the backend endpoint. Okay, we are sending that particular backend, we are sending a get request, we are response getting response 200, matlab that request we are sending, it is a successful. Okay, so let's see in a preview section what kind of data we are getting. So here we are getting just only applicant. Barabar? In which kind of jobs I am applying. Here you can see that the jobs I am applying for the 1 2 3 4 5 jobs. So you can that particular job sections from where I applied. Okay, so here you can see that what kind of things will gonna happen. Okay, preview section, response section. Here you can see the response in particular proper JSON format, then how from where it initialize, that kind of things. Okay, so here you can see the lot kind of things about this, and as you click on this particular right click now, then you can see the all kind of things, which kind of things you wanted to enable, as like protocol, domain, types, initialize, size, time, priority. As I'm remove this now, then I'm not able to see which kind of request is getting. As I'm recheck it method now, then I get that. As I'm clicking on this URL, then on which URL it will be sending. I like to show you. So here, this on this particular URL, it will be sending that particular request. So I like to see this with the help of this as well. So with the help of this, you can recheck or check or uncheck that to see the broad concept of that particular things. Okay, so most of the time, so here is the all request, then fetch request only, docs, CSS, if there is any loaded, JavaScript, font, images, if they are coming, medias, manifest, docs, then lot kind of things are available. Okay, and preserve log or logs, if you are reloading, then last log will be preserved. For that you can check that particular stuff, otherwise you can uncheck that as well. And if you wanted to test your application from on the basis of internet, slow internet, fast internet, then you are clicking on this no throwing. In that now you can check your website on the fast internet, slow internet, or offline, how will be perform our in offline, what website will be response, you can see in that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's see in another stuff thing. Just I am reload this, then I am go to the another sections of the job. As I'm clicking on this particular job section, and as I'm clicking on this detail section now, then what kind of things will gonna appears. Okay, so here you can see that as well. So due to that, most of the things are will be done. Or here you can see that what kind of things job section, as I'm clicking on this particular job section and particular detail section now, then as I'm reload this, so what data is coming, what data is not coming, and their related things we can able to see that. In most of the scenarios, as I'm applying particular to the jobs. Okay, yes, just I'm hard reload this, because why the data is not coming. Just go to the network tab again, and again reload the data. Okay, because we are clicking on manifest. As I'm clicking on this particular all now, then I see the all kind of things. As I'm clicking on this particular fetch data, then you can see that as well. I am going back. Okay, so that kind, I am just going to the my front page. Okay, then inside the job section, yes. Okay, as I'm clicking on this particular get job now, then you can see that this is a particular job ID. Okay, I'm just zoom out. Okay, you see very well. So job ID, then here is the preview section, you can able to see that particular job related information. Job type, location, here is the Bangalore. Okay, requirements, Figma and UI UX, here you can see that Figma and UI UX. Okay, that particular data will be getting from the backend. Okay, if you wanted to see more, then here you can see that as well. We are hitting that particular endpoint, and endpoint we are getting that particular data, endpoint, and we are get particular data, and not modified status. As I'm clicking on this particular status now, then yes, you are already apply that particular, because I am already applied that. So here you can see that as well, 40 unauthorized access due to the, yes, because you are not authorized to reapply that particular stuff. Okay, so request header, response header, last day we are telling you are already applied to that, so that's why that kind of response is coming. To checking response, you can just check out this particular tabs: header section, preview section, response section. That's are important in most of the scenarios you are checking that particular. So here is now one is the search bar section. Here like to see you, if I am just reload and I'm like to search some kind of things about a React.js job, then you can see that as I'm writing that particular letter, now on the basis of that will be request will be sent to the backend. Okay, on that there is a one any job related to that particular keyword re or rae or ret. As I'm typing and as like I'm just sending na that particular then there is no any job related to the React.js developer. So I'm just full stack developer related jobs are available or not. Full stack developer related jobs are available. No, there are, just see the what kind of jobs we have. So on the basis of that we can search. Okay, backend developer, let's see the backend developer jobs are available or not. Backend. Okay, as I'm clicking on this backend now, then I get the backend jobs. Okay, yes, that particular stuff. And backend related there is only 2 jobs are available, and here we can see that 2 jobs only renders. Okay, preview section and inside a JSON section I like to show you. Yes, here is one and here is a 2. One job, this title is backend developer. Here you can see that a backend. As you go to the detail page, you can able to see the detailed content of that particular page as well. So you can see that how we can use that. And if you wanted to use AI in the your particular network tab now, then here you can see that one is the network tab section. Here is one I like to, yes, no, I wanted to this highlight. Yes, here you can see that one AI section. As you click on this particular AI section now, then you can enable some kind of settings, AI assistant settings, as like which kind of access you wanted to give that particular AI assistant, as like a console insights or AI assistant performance, then cross origin, then code suggestions if we want. And as we click on this now, we can able to select some kind of things. Okay, on the basis of our resources or whatever we want. Okay, so I am just want ask about application. Okay, so you can anything about why this network request are taking so long time. As I'm clicking on this and as I'm entering now, then it will be gives all kind of things about, because what kind of things are presenting or what kind of things are coming in the console. Now we can able to see that it is a personalized AI assistant to that particular our console. What kind of we can able to see that content, able to see that particular AI. With the help of that you can efficiently debug the code, because most of the time we are using network tab for the debugging tool, which kind of things are happening bad from the backend we can able to see with the help of network tab. We can using console as well. Inside a console you can able to see the things as well, but network tab is preferred for understanding more about backend related things, how the backend request will be going. So you can see that the network request, get request. Here you can see that we are sending that particular get request with the help of keyword section. Okay, backend keyword, it process to retrieve a job listening from the backend API. You can see the entire things. So with the help of that you can able to do the things as well. And here is the console section, and it is not a best practice to not removing the console, because I am not removing the console. So due to that this kind of things are user able to anyone able to see that, but you are not just comment down the logs from that, because if you as I'm clicking on this particular section, then here you can see that I am just console.log. I just wanted to uncomment that particular stuff, because if I am uncomment now, then I am not able to see these particular things in my console sections in most of the scenarios. So you should follow that. So that's all about this elements, and because that what kind of things are going wrong now, that kind of things you can able to see in this particular network tab section. With the help of that you can able to see that. Okay, so that's all about it. If you have any doubts then you can comment down. So that's all about it. So Prathamesh Sargar signing off. Bye मेरे दोस्तों.